Okay, guys. Next up, we've got Matthew Wilcox, Executive Director and Chief Operations Officer for Tietto Minerals. Prior to joining Tietto, Mr. Wilcox was directly manager the construction of West African Resources' Sambrero gold mine, which was completed, as you heard before from Richard, in March 2020, ahead of schedule and under budget. Matt is highly experienced in the gold mining industry in West Africa, having spent the prior 8 years working for Nord Gold. Prior to his role in West African, Mr. Wilcox was Project Director for the construction of Nord Gold's 4 million tonne per annum Bissa Gold Project and 8 million tonne per annum Bully Gold Project, both located in Burkina Faso. He was General Manager of the 6 million tonne per annum Lifa Gold Project in Guinea, and prior to joining West African was Project Director for the construction of the 12 million tonne per annum Gross Gold Project in Siberia, Russia. Please join me in welcoming Matt to the stage. Thank you.
Yeah, thank you, Jeremy. Thanks for everyone else for attending. I'll skip through the disclaimer. You're welcome to read it off our website anytime you want. It's obviously some forward-looking statements. Okay, for those of you that don't know us, we are Côte d'Ivoire's latest gold producer. It's definitely an ASX-listed gold producer, with the Abidjan Gold Project in Ivory Coast. We've got guidance out for this half of the year, and we're looking at somewhere between 105 and 120,000 ounces of production, and all-in sustaining costs of roughly below $1,000 an ounce. We've achieved our commercial production targets in July of 2023, and we're looking forward to a really great half of production now. We've got just over 3.83 million ounces of resources, and current reserves sit at 1.45 million ounces at approximately 1.3 grams a tonne. Our whole package of exploration tenements around the mine is roughly 1,100 square kilometres, and we're pretty confident we can fill in any skinny tail in the back of our production profile with continued exploration. We're just sitting at just over 550 million AUD cash, market capitalisation. We've got a $25 million debt facility, and we've got $42.6 million in cash and bullion as of last week sometime. This is just a sort of recap of where we've come from in the last 24 months. October 2021, we published our DFS. In November, we did our first placement with $85 million. February, we commenced construction, February 2022, so last year. We poured the first concrete on site. We followed that up with a $130 million placement in March, and we appointed our mining contractor in April, so it was a pretty quick schedule all around. In September, we did our off-market placement of $49 million at a premium to the market. In December, we processed our first ore through the Abidjan mill. January, we poured our first gold of this year. Updated our mineral resource in April, and we just declared commercial production in July of this year. This is just a couple of slides to show you where we've come from in the last months and some of the challenges we've overcome. That was our pit 9 months ago. That's the main AG core pit, where we were just starting to grub and clear after a particularly nasty wet season, and that's the pit now. We're 30 metres below natural ground level. We're in fresh rock. We're ready for this wet season that's coming, and it's been a Herculean effort to get there, but we're really moving along. That was 18 months ago, and that was pretty much the first ground we cleared on site and the first bit of concrete that was poured. Fast forward 7.5 months, and we've got a fully ramped up 4.5 million tonne per annum processing facility, a 300-man camp, and all the other associated infrastructure that goes with it. These next two slides just shows the kind of earthworks challenges we faced. From March of this year and through a wet season, we managed to construct a tailings dam. We had to remove over 600,000 metres of unsuitable material from that basin, refill and compact, and we put down 1 million cubic metres of liner. all during, again, a particularly nasty wet season. That's our water dam diversion. As you can see, that's where it was in July, and that's where it is today. It's just started to overflow around the diversion trench. In the background of that second photo, you'll see that's the AG core pit, which we had to divert this river around to commence mining, and the river never stops flowing, so we had to build across this watercourse and dam it during the first part of the dry season to make sure we captured enough water for production, but also to commence mining. That's our corporate structure. I won't dwell on it too long. Our market cap's, as I said, just over 550 million AED. We've got cash and bullion of $42.6 million and an enterprise value of about 550. Why Côte d'Ivoire? Côte d'Ivoire is probably the most stable and secure jurisdiction in West Africa. Having worked in Ghana, Mali, Burkina, Guinea, I must say it's a pleasant surprise to come into Côte d'Ivoire. It's it's an excellent, well-run country. It's got incredible exploration potential. You get strong government support at every level, and it's very favourable fiscal terms. That's the key metrics of Abuja. Us as Tietto, we own 88% of it. We've got 2% with our local partners, free carried interest, and 10% with the government of Côte d'Ivoire. We've got 11 years mine life at the current processing rates. It's a very conventional, and I know Richard touched on this before, but conventional as in, it's just straight CIL and to about 108 micron grind and a gravity circuit. Even at the lower grades we had to process at the start of this year, we were getting recoveries well into the mid-90s, and it's a relatively soft ore as well, low bond work, so it's an easy ore for processing. We've got a 25% corporate tax rate and 5% royalty between $1,600 and $2,000 an ounce. That caps out at 6% above $2,000 an ounce, and a 0.5% social and economic fund contribution, which primarily goes to the local area to build infrastructure and improve the livelihood of the local community. There's our catalyst. We've completed the building commissioning at the start of this year. We poured our first gold. We issued our 2023 production guidance. We updated our mineral resource to 3.83 million ounces. We achieved commercial production as of last month. We're currently busy working on our life of mine production and reserve update. We've just started the second round of feasibility level test work for our heap leach study, and we're hoping to have that study finished by the end of this year. That's the team, and it's a team that I've sort of known and we put together from my 15 years in West Africa. We're all experienced guys, and we've all worked together in some form or another before. It's not something anybody can do, I guess, and it takes a long history in West Africa to throw together a team like this. And this is just touching on the team. It goes right down to the supervisor level. We've got a good network of guys we can rely on, and it's a lot easier to run a job from Perth when you've got people like this on the ground that you can completely trust and know well. That's our production profile. Currently, we're obviously in the process of redoing it. I won't dwell on it too long. We are going to schedule out some of these dips in year 7. That's our resource growth. Most of this comes down to my predecessor and our founder, Kagan Wang, who's now retired, but to go from 700,000 ounces in 2018 right the way through COVID and build that to 3.83 million ounces has been an incredible achievement. And that's where we've been in our ramp up. As you can see, that the top of that curve's still on a pretty steep trajectory. We're hoping to keep achieving better and better each month, to improving last month's performance. We're certainly getting way past the stage where we're making cash with every building cash month on month, I should say, and we're increasing the milling, production past our nameplate capacity, and we are already on a pretty much full fresh blend. So it's we didn't get any saprolite holiday there. So it was it's working a lot better than we expected it to on the fresh. This is probably our next exciting catalyst is our APG heap leach. APG is a low-grade disseminated pit about 10 kilometres to the southwest of our current main reserve at AG. It only makes about 70,000 ounces of our current reserves, but it's got about almost 1 million ounces in resources. So we're hoping that with this study and using the separate processing technique of the heap leach, we think we can convert about that 75,000 ounces into about 850,000 ounces of production. That's our combined production with both the heap leach and the thing. We haven't optimised this schedule. We did it quickly for this purpose, but it does show without optimisation an 11-year average production profile of over 210,000 ounces, and that's without further exploration. That's our main shear at Abujar. You can see the AG core up to the north there, and the APG about 10 kilometres away. And you can see the scale of it, APG. It is low grade and disseminated. We're currently drilling that out to indicated, and we're hoping to have the DFS out and possibly even make an investment decision this year to start the heap leach project. That's our exploration potential. It's a 70-kilometre strike and extends 35 kilometres either way of our current processing facility. There's a lot of target definition work going on. There's a lot of potential there, and we're quietly confident we can continue to drill, over the next couple of years to infill our sort of skinny tail of production and to extend our mine life way out beyond its current 11 years. That's just the last summary slide. We're going 3.83 million ounce resource. We've got great exploration potential, both around our assets and at some other projects. We've got, we're unencumbered and completely unhedged. We've got 1.45 million ounces of current reserves. We're hoping to grow on that with the heap leach project, possibly a 50% increase. We built a 4.5 million tonne per annum processing facility. It's hitting its nameplates as we speak, and we're catalyst rich for further discoveries as the years go by, and we've got an excellent development team that can hopefully drive further development into the future. That's it.
Thanks, Matt. Cheers.